welcome back to the 6 o'clock show, where Eoin Sheahan is promising us the perfect All-Ireland halftime treat. Remind us again exactly what you're baking.
So we're going to do chocolate cupcakes with a peanut butter icing, but the lads here, this is the pre-All-Ireland final, to be honest.
Yes.
So I have the icing made, and we'll make this in a minute, but I have red, green and white. So you can take that between yourselves, OK? Tyrone, Mayo, the best icing of the cupcakes wins tonight.
I'm red and green, aren't I? You have to double check.
Yeah.
Do you have to put a beating white in it as well, do I?
Your man came over and sat down beside me a moment ago. I'm after coming out in a rash.
Do you know what? I had a hard time squeezing into the jersey because I needed to dig it out during the... It was a little bit...
Flare fit.
I tell you what, the boobage is certainly...
Right, we'll determine who's the winner of this at the end of the segment.
Oh, so while you're doing that, we're doing this.
I'm going to show you how I made these. This is the finished product. Okay. So ye crack on, ye start icing.
Cut the tension with the knife.
I presume he's doing mayo.
I think we'll have to do mayo, to be honest.
You need green for that, actually.
This is red, is it?
It's red, yeah.
So we'll make the actual, we'll make the actual cupcakes.
Night.
So that's the finished product, and it's really, really simple. It's like a standard cupcake mix, but we're going to add in some chocolate and some peanut butter too. It's a really kind of indulgent, but really simple one to make.
My kids love this. Okay, what are we starting off with?
So it's always dry ingredients, wet ingredients, combine them together. It's always straight and simple. So we'll do our wet ones first. We'll do 1 egg into a bowl, like so. This egg actually came from Holly's farm, thank God, as well,
Did it? Was it dopey or lady?
Yeah, I didn't ask.
You didn't?
ask, just
I would have judged that, to be honest.
So we have some oil and some buttermilk. So again, that's the fat source and some acidity there as well.
Sunflower oil, what did you use?
Yeah, sunflower oil. Something that wouldn't be kind of harsh tasting. You wouldn't use coconut oil or even olive oil would be too much for it.
Would rapeseed oil be too much?
You get away with it. You get away with it. But if you weren't adding chocolate, it might colour it. You might go a kind of different colour. And you might get an undertone taste as well. But that's the fat source. That we're not using butter, melted butter. Usually you would, but we can use oil here and the buttermilk too.
Over in Ray's corner. What's happened?
Nothing, go on.
And we're going to add in our sugar. So that's I've 100 grams of white and brown sugar, 100 of each, okay? So we'll start to bring that together. That's all our wet ingredients. So it's really, really simple. I always add in the sugar to the wet. Even though it's dry, when it melts down, it goes wet. So I would fear that if you had it in the dry ingredients, it might go kind of granular. And you kind of chew it. So I always add the sugar into our wet ingredients. We can do a small little bit of vanilla, just for a little bit of flavour.
I feel like you're not even trying.
I don't have to try. When you're this good, you don't have to try.
Oh, that's very impressive.
Go ahead.
He's going for the extra flag himself.
He's not messing.
Are you doing the full reveal now, or are you going to do it in a few minutes?
Your man is just sitting there sniggering to himself.
Idle.
So that's our dry ingredients, or our wet ingredients. Our dry ingredients is here beside me. It's flour, cocoa powder, a little bit of salt, and a small little bit of baking powder, okay? So really simple. We take that, mix it all together, sieve it into our wet ingredients, like so. And just nice and gradually and carefully just tap it in. So we sieve it in just to add some air into the mix. So it'll help it rise when we bake it in the oven. If you didn't, you get away with it, but they mightn't be as fluffy in the oven, or when they're baked. That's the only reason that we sieve it in. Okay?
Well, you know in the Leaving Cert when they said, use up all the time you're given. I feel like you should go back.
Michael Lester's after finishing before me.
Yes.
I'm just finessing now, is all I'm doing.
There's sprinkles there, lads. I should have said that. Extra points for the sprinkles,
Oh, is there extra points?
Yeah, extra points for the
Leaving
sprinkles.
Cert, I was always finished after about 20 minutes.
Away.
I'd look at the page, so don't know any of those on paper.
I'm gone.
So we'll just bring this together. Again, don't go crazy when you're bringing any mix that we sieve together, because the more that we mix now, the more air we knock out of the mixture. If that makes sense. So we add all that air in when we sieve it. So if I went whisking this now for 20 minutes, all the air will be gone.
Oh, that's
so just nice. We only mix it until we can see no more dry flour in the bowl. So we're getting there now. So it only takes another couple of stirs and a couple of mixes. And once you can see no flour in the mixture, you have a nice kind of brownie cupcake consistency. I might take that tin off if you don't mind.
This is
Thank you very much.
Cupcakes in its day.
Yes, absolutely. That was taken from my mother's kitchen, would you believe? And I haven't given it her back. So, ma'am, I apologise. I'll drop it home tonight. So we'll just, again, as always, pop them in only about halfway, 3/4 way up. Because they will rise. There's a little bit of baking powder and there's the air that we've sieved in. So I'll just...
It looks really rich. That's not going to be too rich for the kids.
It's not. Do you know what? Because I used dark chocolate cocoa powder. So that's a little bit bitter, which I think helps because we're adding a frosting, which is quite sweet. So I kind of contrast the two of them. So again, if you were to do a milk chocolate here And then, you know, you'll see the frosting is quite rich as well. So it does get quite sweet. So
yeah.
it is indulgent to a degree. So again, we pop them in the oven, 175 for about 15-20 minutes. They'll come out, take them out, they'll rise good as gold. For our buttercream, we take, thank you very much, Michael, our butter, our icing sugar and some cream, okay, into a bowl, whisk that all up. And for this one, what I'm doing, it's an awful lot of icing sugar, unfortunately, yeah. So
okay,
it is.
So that's why you're saying use the dark.
Yeah, I think because, well, it has to be sweet because there's so much butter there.
Yeah.
You have to get that butter element out of the way.
Yeah.
So again, that's our cream, butter, icing sugar. For this one, we do a little bit of peanut butter. Again, that's going to flavour the buttercream.
Any preference for which type you go for?
No, just creamy. The nutty one isn't great. Yeah. Put that into a stand mixer or a whisk. Blend that all together. What you will get, okay, we're going to put this over here for a second, is this peanut butter buttercream. Okay. So for the lads' ones, I left the peanut butter out. I made a buttercream and then I just added in food colouring dye. Okay. So that's what the lads have in their piping bags there.
I'm sorry, have you added the Reese's Pieces or are they
no,
decoration?
They're decoration on top.
Okay,
you could be putting through if you want. You might have trouble putting it through as well. Then when we're piping, as you can do it with a spoon if you like. If you want to have a nice fancy piping bags, by all means, you get them in any kind of store. But then just nice and gradually go on with your peanut butter frosting and then go crazy with whatever toppings you like then after that. But again, you can get creative and it's great ones with kids on it that you can just let them off, go wild with all that kind of stuff at home.
But with icing like this, it's not going to harden really, is it?
No, not frosting, not necessarily. Icing, a different icing sugar might. But with the frosting, that'll kind of stay nice and firm. Keep it in the fridge and it's absolutely perfect.
Lovely, very nice.
So,
will you get off the ground, please? You're on television, Ray Foley.
I'm just putting up, because I don't know, can you see it from up there? Can you see the shot from above? We're trying to hold it sideways.
Okay, have you spelt anything with it?
I've drawn it and mine is amazing, frankly. Are you gonna, who's judging this, by the way?
Me,
Karen, I think Karen has to judge, yeah.
What, you're the judges?
Yeah,
okay,
Karen will have to.
That's pretty nice, actually.
Who's Mary? Hang on, let me hold it up for the camera.
That is lovely.
Where is it? There's one person,
did you write
just
Sam
Gillian,
Maguire?
getting over enthusiastic up there.
Did you write Sam Maguire?
I wrote Mayo for Sam.
Oh, sorry, Mayor for Sam.
Is that upside down? Have I got it upside down?
Okay.
There we go, Mayo for Sam, there it is.
That's very good.
That is good, I like that.
And my sprinkles are going all over the counter. And now, Jill, you're going to have to clean that
Michael,
up.
let's have a look.
Now, I have to say, I think that's very good.
Oh, thanks, Michael.
That's actually better than mine. All I could think of putting on my cupcake about Tyrone was an M.
Yeah. Tell us the other one, because I'm intrigued by the other one. Show us the other one.
What has that got to do with it? Well, no, I was trying to do an M on this one.
It looks like a swastika. Big game tomorrow. Mayo. That's all we've got time for tonight. A huge thank you to our guests and to Eoin Sheahan for the cupcakes. Carrie's on at 7:30. The verdict. And don't forget to turn on the big deal tomorrow night right here at 8 o'clock on Virgin Media 1. Have a lovely weekend. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.